Welcome back to Bible Made Simple, where we go beyond the verses and uncover the deeper meaning of Scripture in a way anyone can understand. No confusion, no heavy theology. Just Bible truth explained clearly. If you enjoy discovering the details most people miss, make sure to like this video, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss what's coming next as we move chapter by chapter through the Bible. Let's begin.
The age chart is included here courtesy of new2torah.com. We will use it to explain the timeline from Adam to Joseph. Even though our topic today is not about the Torah, the text is left there out of respect for the producers of the chat. We appreciate their permission to freely distribute it.
In today's episode, we've arrived at a chapter most people skip over, Genesis chapter 5. At first glance, it looks like nothing more than a list of names and numbers. When you slow down and follow the timeline, something remarkable happens. You begin to see how close the early generations actually were, how few steps separate Adam from Noah, and how deliberate God was in preserving the line that would carry his promise forward. Even though Adam was created as a full-grown man possibly appearing to be in his 30s, the Bible gives us a clear starting point for human history. We mark Adam's creation as year 0. Scripture then gives us something very important: the age of each father when the next son in the line was born. Notice that it is the line to Jesus Christ. The Bible will not simply be listing ages, it will be building a timeline. By tracking the age of each father at the birth of the next generation, we can calculate exactly how much time has passed from Adam to present day. When we add these years together, generation by generation, we are not estimating. These are exact ages. This is why genealogies like Genesis 5 matter so much. They allow us to anchor biblical history to real time. And this brings us back to something I mentioned earlier. In the gap theory episode, I said I would explain later why I stated that it has been approximately 6,000 years since Adam was created. The number of years shown in green are the years that each man lived before having the sun below. For example, here Adam lived for 130 years before Seth was born. And here, Noah lived for 502 years before Shem was born. Now, if you add all the numbers in green from the creation of Adam to the death of Abraham, you get 2,123 years as shown. Just out of this topic, from Abraham to Jesus, there was about 2,000 years. And from Jesus to present day, 2,000 years. Adding them all up, it has been 6,000 years from the creation of Adam to present day. Adam lived for a total of 930 years, and the person who lived the longest was Methuselah, a total of 969 years. In 2 Peter 3 verse 8, it says, "But do not forget this one thing, dear friends. With the Lord, a day is like 1,000 years, and 1,000 years are like a day." Also, Psalm 90 verse 4 says, "1,000 years in your sight are like a day that has just gone by, or like a watch in the night." Now remember Genesis 2 verse 17 when God said,
"But of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil you shall not eat, for in the day that you eat of it you shall surely die."
This was a day in God's eyes, which is 1,000 years. So God was saying, you will die in the day you eat of the fruit, not the day as we know it. In other words, man will die within 1,000 years. This is why no one lived past 1,000 years. The first sin made God limit human life from eternity to 1,000 years. Later, you will see God limiting once more from 1,000 years to 120 years in Genesis 6 verse 3 as man kept sinning. Now, going back to studying our chart, you will see that from Adam to Jared, the average years lived was 919 years, with Mahalalel dying at a tender young age of 895 years. But the most profound question is, what happened to Enoch? Was he that bad? So bad to live for 365 years only? On the contrary, Enoch was a favorite of God that time, so much that God decided to take him alive. Let's see what Hebrews 11 verses 5 and 6 say. Enoch was carried away from this earth, so he never died. The scriptures tell us that before he was carried off, he was a man who pleased God. Later, no one knew where he was, because God had taken Enoch to be with him. This all happened because he had faith. Verse 6, without faith, no one can please God. Whoever comes to God must believe that he is real, and that he rewards those who sincerely try to find him. Now let us turn our attention to the man who lived longer than anyone else in recorded human history, Methuselah. The name Methuselah can be translated as, when he dies, it shall be sent, or his death shall bring it. As the chart shows, the very year Methuselah died is the exact year the flood came. Methuselah is the only person in the godly line leading to Jesus before the flood who outlived his own son. He had to bury his child. As noted before, Enoch did not die at all. God took him. Before we cross over to the period after the flood, it is interesting to note that Adam would have held Noah's father in his hands, meaning the generation of Noah is the only one Adam didn't see. Seth almost or did witness the birth of Noah. And the most profound, Methuselah saw at least one person from the generations of Adam down to that of Shem. Basically, everyone from the generation of the beginning of humanity to its almost destruction. He was old enough to personally know Adam and Shem. Wouldn't you have loved to be Methuselah? Imagine reading books that Methuselah and Shem would have written, with Methuselah's first-hand information from Adam to the flood, and Shem's first-hand information from the flood, way down past Abraham to Isaac. Only the Almighty knows why he didn't choose it to be that way. In the next episode, we will go in detail to explain why God decided to destroy the earth and humanity, except one family. But listen to this very important statement that God made in Genesis 6 verse 3. Then the Lord said,
My spirit will not contend with humans forever, for they are mortal. Their days will be 120 years.
There we go. This is when God reduced the lifespan of humans to 120 years. We went from eternity to 1,000 years and to 120 years. That's the price we paid for sin. As you can see from the chart, the life expectancy reduced sharply from an average of 919 years to an average of 483 over 4 generations, and down again to an average of 214 over the following 4 generations. It kept falling to less than 120 years to this day. Again, it is interesting to note that Abraham would have personally known Noah and maybe share first-hand information of the flood. He would have been able to see all of his grandparents alive at the same time, all 9 of them including Noah. The last thing we will look at is Genesis 10 verse 25, which says, 2 sons were born to Eber. One was named Peleg, because in his time the earth was divided. His brother was named Joktan. This is a very interesting verse, because the division mentioned is in 2 forms. The geographical division, called the Pangaea connection. This is the belief that the continent were just one before they drifted apart. This is very implausible because the shapes of the continents fit like a jigsaw puzzle. Another viewpoint identifies the earth was divided, primarily with the dispersion at Babel, described in Genesis 11 verses 1 to 9. Interpreters note that Peleg's lifetime closely parallels or overlaps with the Babel event, when humanity's single language was confused. I strongly believe both events did occur during that time. As we close this episode, remember this. Genesis 5 is not just a list of names and ages, it is a timeline of purpose, a record of patience, and a testimony that God keeps his promises with precision. Every name, every year, every life recorded points forward from Adam to Noah, and ultimately to Christ. Thank you for watching Bible Made Simple. If this episode helped you see Scripture more clearly, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you don't miss what comes next. In our next episode, we'll continue uncovering the hidden structure of Scripture and how God's plan unfolds with intention, not coincidence. Until next time, keep going beyond the verses.